Jamaica's youngest senator ever and making waves in the opposition People's National Party. Why is she on this path when people are shunning politics and avoiding politicians? My guest is the opposition spokesperson on youth and civic engagement and PNPYO President Senator Gabriella Morris. I'm Archibald Gordon. This is Profile. Senator Gabriella Morris, welcome to Profile.
Thank you for having me.
We're really delighted to have you. Quite a career so far and continuing to do amazing things. Prominent member of the People's National Party, head right now of the People's National Party Youth Organization, PNPYO, but currently a senator in the Jamaican Parliament. Interesting as well in the context of your age, youngest Jamaican senator ever when you were appointed at age 23. But also from an academic perspective, Bachelor of Science in Pharmacology, although you're doing politics, and a Master of Arts in Communication, and actively involved outside of all of that in youth advocacy, participating in several international youth programs and working with those programs. The Love Your Skin, Appreciate Your Melanin Foundation and Youth Leading Now, and serving on many other organizations. When you think of all of this and where you are right now, how do you feel?
I feel pleased to know that I've been able to accomplish what I think is a goal that I've had for many years of making an impact and for being a voice for change, being an individual who is able to really step up and make a positive impact in people's lives. And I think that all the activities that I've been involved in so far have allowed me to do that. And so I'm feeling very pleased and very hopeful for what is to come.
Clearly a lot to come as well. When you talk about that sort of interest in making a difference, I'm interested in how that connects to how you grew up. So let's talk first about early life. From St. James.
Yes, Montego Bay, homegrown. I grew up in a small family, mommy and daddy, and a younger brother. And I'm very thankful for the influence of family, for community. That is a huge part of who I am and what I've been able to do. Growing up in Montego Bay, culture, colorful experience, I believe, interacting with people from all walks of life, being involved in the community, in the church. That was a big part of my upbringing. I grew up Seventh-day Adventist, so I was from a very early age, inculcated in that type of activity, and that led me into community service. So I think that was the genesis of it for me.
What were the lessons that your parents were sort of instilling leading into community service? Because very often that has, is something that comes from the background itself. Yeah,
both my parents, like I said, members of the church, prominent members in the community, they're both teachers. So from an early age, it was always about service. And my mommy would always tell me, let your light so shine. And so that's something that I've brought with me throughout the years of letting my light shine and allowing people to see good works.
Let's talk a little bit about schooling. So Montego Bay High, University of the West Indies.
Yes.
How did your high school sort of shape what you wanted to do? You've talked about that interest in service and sort of community development. How are you doing that at the high school level?
Well, I went to an all-girls school, and it was excellence above everything. Our motto is actually esse non videre, to be and not to seem. So from that stage, the teachers at Montego Bay High School, they demanded excellence of us, academic excellence, excellence in service. And so that's where I started to get involved more in governance structures, in community work. I was a junior counselor. So I think that's where the love for politics and the interest in politics actually, started to bear fruit. Montego Bay High School, it was a place where sisterhood was paramount, and that's where I got to connect with older women, more experienced women, and also younger women who share the same values, who believe that as women, we have a responsibility to step up and step out there into the world. And it gave me a sort of confidence to believe in who I am, to believe in the abilities that I have, and to be ready to actually put myself forward. And that has helped me greatly in national environment. involvement. So I have Montego Bay High to thank for much of who I am today.
And this is work that you continued when you went to the University of the West Indies
Definitely,
as well.
Definitely. You know, from high school, I was a enough child. And we know what they say about enough children. You know, you're in everything. But I never shied away from that label. When I went to the University of the West Indies, from early out, I became, I think it was the hall orator. And it was unusual for a first year to have that position. But what it allowed me to do was really to be a voice, was really to be a public speaker. And that's where I started to get other students to know about me and know about my skills. And from there, I went on to lead the only sorority on campus, the Mary C. Cole Hall. And so I was hall chairwoman of the Mary C. Cole Hall. And then I moved on to become guild vice president. And I served for 1 year. And then I ran for president, which was quite the campaign, I might say. It was on the heels of COVID, and I think I really did a good job of engaging students in that new paradigm. Unfortunately, I lost, but I believe that it was preparing me for something greater, something that I hadn't imagined at the time, but serving on the guild really gave me a platform for student leadership, for being an advocate, which was something that I realized that I enjoyed greatly. A lot of hard lessons were learned because, you know, you're young, you're passionate, you're fiery, you want to do, you know, a lot. But at the end of the day, like you said, it's about dealing with people, and that comes with understanding personalities, that comes with organization, that comes with managing yourself, managing other people, managing your time. That was very important. And so I had to really pick up quickly on all those lessons. From the hall level, it was a smaller group because Mary C. Cole Hall is only 200 and odd women. When you move on to becoming an executive at the university level of the guild, you're talking about 16,000 students who you now have to cater to unique interests, unique needs. And I was vice president of student services, which means that I have to be looking out for those who have academic problems, those who want support, financial support. So I think, like I said, it was preparing me because politics is much about that, you know, looking out for the needs of the people. And so I had to really manage that and become au fait with people and just how people engage and be willing to engage them and listen to them and meet their needs. So it was a lot of lessons, but I'm grateful for the time that I spent as a student leader. It helped me to really, overall, just have a love for people, or it solidified that love for people.
I want to talk about those lessons, but first, let's take our first break on Profile. We're talking to Jamaica's youngest ever senator at age 23 when she was appointed, but more importantly right now perhaps, the opposition spokesperson on youth and civic engagement and PNP-YO president, Senator Gabriella Morris. And we'll see you on the other side of these messages.